fishnets learn tonight as the rose goes from limb to limb. Fingertip to painted lip, she sways her way up to him. Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan. This is James. And today we're here to talk about a conspiracy theory in the Julian Assange situation. It's basically a fan request, so I will label it so. But first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box down there. Click that link. GoFundMe account for Devon's Journey to Recovery. Help out one of our subscribers and his wife. Pay their medical bills because we don't have free healthcare. I say that a lot, but should be emphasized. So yeah, Devon's Journey to Recovery. Link in the description box. Alright, so I did see the tail end, the Q&A part of this press conference from WikiLeaks, at least their editor-in-chief. Let me see. WikiLeaks editor-in-chief, Christian Hafrenson. Yes. And we watched this last night, and we decided to do just a normal video on it. And it's a little spooky, I must say. There's clearly multiple forces working to get this guy and to knock him down. And this guy lays out a very good case. I keep forgetting his name. Christian lays out a very good case that I'd say there's a conspiracy against Julian Assange. And he's going to lay it out for you. We're going to react to it. Well, review it. Here you go.
I'm going to have a short presentation here, and then me and my colleagues will speak shortly, and then we have Q&A afterwards. This is Jennifer Robinson, Julian Assange's lawyer, and Fidel Navarez, who was consul in the Ecuadorian embassy until next year, right? Last year. And he's of course, knows the inside out of the Ecuadorian embassy and the situation and the condition that Julian Assange has been throughout the years. Now, let me just begin with telling you the basics. The new and unexpected thing that just came into light in the last few days is that WikiLeaks uncovered an extensive spying operation against Julian Assange within the Ecuadorian embassy. It entails a total invasion of privacy of Mr. Assange, and what we have established is that security cameras were used to monitor his every move, his every meeting with visitors, and it included video recordings, photographs, and audio recordings from various recorders inside the embassy. It can be said that since Lenin Moreno took power, that Julian Assange has been living in a sort of a Truman Show-like situation inside the embassy. It has been a total invasion of his privacy. The material was stored and quite likely shared with the Trump administration. We know since
Keep that in mind. Remember that point. That he says it's most likely shared with the Trump administration. Just keep that in mind while he explains everything.
January that there was a request by the US government to Ecuador to allow the interrogation of diplomats that worked in the Ecuadorian embassy in relation to an ongoing investigation, criminal investigation, into WikiLeaks and Julian Assange. And we know that the Ecuadorian government did comply. We also know that there was a request to hand over visitors' logs from the embassy and video recordings from within the security cameras in the embassy. So we assume that this material, this extensive material that has been gathered, has been handed over to the Trump administration. As you know, the intelligence gathering by the United States has one purpose. It is to get Julian Assange extradited. We know that there is a secret indictment in place in the US. That was revealed late last year, and an extradition request awaits to be handed over to London at the moment Julian Assange steps out of the embassy and is arrested by the Metropolitan Police.
Now, I believe he was like 4 days away from being past the statute of limitation, which means, you know, the case is so old that there's like a time limit to prosecute and jail him for such a thing and to bring up charges. So this is clearly coordinated. And all those Trump fans, he's in office, he could stop this, but he follows through and claims ignorance. It's what those guys are doing. I don't know anything. Yeah, sure.
And the Moreno government in Ecuador has been all too willing to help out by pushing Julian Assange out of the embassy. This attempt to have this done has been escalating in the last few weeks and even days. And even last week we heard that it was, from very reliable sources, on Friday that it was imminent that he would be evicted from the embassy and arrested on Lenin Moreno's order, the president of Ecuador. The only reason why this was averted, in our opinion, is the fact that we learned about it and we were able to publish that information. That was the only reason why that was stopped, probably temporarily.
I've never seen or heard of an organization that's been this accurate on so many things. Right? WikiLeaks released the thing. Assange is going to be kicked out.
It's like step by step.
Within hours or days. Yeah. And what happens? He gets kicked out. The spying on Assange in the embassy, spot on with evidence. It's like...
Well, it said that the Ecuadorian embassy is going to make up excuses to be to have a problem with Assange being at the Ecuadorian embassy.
They've had more evidence and accuracy than our governments do when they go to war.
Yeah.
Like, by a lot. By a lot.
Now, to the strange story of how we basically found out, and this is the new thing that we are going to present to you today,
they're like a well-oiled machine.
That this extensive spying operation and a total invasion of privacy is going on inside the Ecuadorian embassy. It so happens that a few weeks ago we learned that some individuals in Spain were passing around the information that they had a massive trove of documents relating to Julian Assange from inside the embassy, and that it entailed audio, video, and photographs and documents. I was able to get a message through to one of the individuals, and I basically asked what documents they had for further description, and I got a email back from the individual identifying himself as PM, where he said this material has a price. I was sent samples of what they had. It was photographs of Julian inside the embassy, visitors' logs, further photographs of meeting, and for some reason they found it important to send me a snapshot of a video camera from my own meeting with Julian Assange in the embassy in November last year. And these are, for some reason, they decided to blur out Julian's face in these photographs.
So he's being very try to be as accurate as possible. So he uses words like individuals, individuals in Spain, but you can sort of piece together the story as he goes on. I don't think, me as an outside observer, these don't just seem like just some random individuals that want money.
No.
And you'll see why.
When I asked for further details and what they basically meant by price, I got a response. The price is from 3 million euros, or we will start publishing in the media. Now, that it's not hard to see that as an extortion, and that is how I viewed it. I continued to correspond with the individuals and decided that this was a matter for the police as well. About 10 days ago, I traveled to Spain after the individuals had offered me to review the material and see what they had. I simply recorded about a long meeting, 3-hour meeting, where I was going through thousands of documents, basically, in 103 folders, and it was quite obvious that they had copies of videos of sensitive meetings. They had videos from the lobby of the entrance where visitors were coming. They had copies of passports, and they had all sorts of documents. This was truly a massive trove, all that had been collected by someone within the Ecuadorian embassy.
So, all the spying and stuff like that, it couldn't have been, because you'll hear later on how they get copies of passports and documents. Those are things that you've had to get. You have to be in a room to get those things. You can't hack paper from a computer.
Yeah.
So it's basically an inside job. People or individuals in that building had to get access to Assange's documents or whatever, paperwork, passports, and they had to physically get copies of them, I would say. Not to mention the fucking cameras themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm just running this through to show you the scale of what they really had. And it was entailed pretty much everything on the life of Julian Assange inside the Ecuadorian embassy. When I mentioned the Truman Show situation in the beginning, that was no exaggeration. Thousands of photographs and documents and gigabytes after gigabytes of video material. What was of very serious concern to me was when I discovered that there was a copy of a legal note from Aitor Martinez, the lawyer of Julian Assange, which he had brought to the embassy for a specific purpose when he was assisting Julian when he giving an affidavit or testimony to Quito in a lawsuit on against the Ecuadorian government. So these are legal notes on Julian's strategy against the Ecuadorian embassy. And that had been copied. Aitor Martinez, well, we have one finger that I can point at. It's the only thing we can actually say that possibly point at who actually did the copying of this material. But this was definitely done within the embassy. Aitor just looked through his folder and sent me this photo, and he double-checked it. This is what he brought to the Ecuador embassy, and he recalls to have briefly left it unattended in the meeting room when Julian and he had to go to another meeting, another room to discuss the proceedings. Julian.
So yeah, the dude in the photo, I believe, and Julian Assange left a particular room for a meeting, and he left those papers behind, and now those hackers have copies of them. Mm. Yeah, you can't do that through computer. No. You have to physically be there.
Julian was giving evidence through video link. And that legal meeting between the lawyer, Aitor Martinez, and Julian was video recorded, as I found out as well, on a high-resolution camera that was installed and changed last year after Lenin Moreno took office, and includes an audio recording device as well. This, of course, is of very grave, serious concern when legal meetings are being spied upon and legal documents are stolen. That is something that not even prisoners have to endure.
So if they can prove that it was the Ecuadorian government having an involvement on spying on lawyer meetings, which I suspect is illegal in any type of anything that wants to call itself a democracy, right? Right, the cops can't sit in while you're talking to your lawyer if you're in jail. Mm. That'd be very illegal. And I'd say, unethical.
Of further concern was a video that I saw from a visit by Dr. Ladbrokes, his doctor, which was video recorded in entirety when Dr. Ladbrokes was examining Julian, taking his blood pressure, and doing the usual medical exam that nobody expects is being recorded, stored, and found its way in the hands of some dubious individuals in Spain. The individuals reiterated that they thought that the price of 3 million euros was actually rather a good deal, because they had had offers of $9 million for various outlets for the entire material.
That's a very key point. These hackers, or whatever they are, offered $9 million from TV outlets to get those tapes. Mm. And yet he only offered WikiLeaks $3 million. I mean, like, if you're doing this for money, why would you go for less money? Now, suspension of disbelief, you could say, oh, maybe they have a sympathy for WikiLeaks, so they're willing to take less money in order to whatever, in order to give them the documents and the videotapes. But I don't buy that shit at all. I think this is a plan based on a bigger plan, based on a bigger plan. All these things, like my conspiracy mind is out there right now, from the whole Russia Gate shit to this now. It's like it looks like it's all coordinated. All these countries and their secret intelligence services all coordinating to get this guy, amongst other things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this seems like, even getting him in jail and getting him extradited seems like a plan surrounding another plan.
I don't give him that much credit, but...
Now, what we did was that we cooperated with the Spanish police, who set up a sting operation in Madrid last week. They did a wonderful job. They set up, put a team on that the project. Aitor Martinez, the lawyer in Madrid, went to the meeting wired, and they opened up a full investigation, and I'm referring to a special team that handles extortion with the Madrid police. Last week, this case, after initial gathering of material, was handed to a magistrate investigative judge, who is now taking over the case and will proceed. It is now out of our hands. It is being handled as a serious extortion case and will finalize in the hands. And all information that you need about that case, I would have to refer to the Spanish police. Now, extortion is a very serious matter, but of much greater concern to me is this material gathering and spying on Julian Assange by the Lenin Moreno government and the officials that work on his behalf in the embassy against an individual that was granted a diplomatic asylum and full protection by the Ecuadorian government. That is, in my opinion, not only illegal, but extremely unethical. And we all know from reports that this is all the work for one purpose: to service the US government interests, who will want to indict and imprison a publisher for the crime of publishing truthful material.
Now, once again, I went off into conspiracy land, but the question would be why? Like, we have knowns here, right? We know Ecuador coordinated with the British intelligence and police, who then coordinated with the U.S.
Looks that way.
And it's like, those are like solid evidence things right there. Mm-hmm. So it's, why all this for this one person? Even when he's away in the embassy, WikiLeaks is still dropping documents. He's not the one just letting documents go. He's not the one meeting with sources. Right? He's just a figurehead. And well, yeah, I would say an important figurehead, but you know, WikiLeaks is its own thing. As you can see, these guys are all on a team. There's more of them. Yet Assange is the guy they want so bad. And I'm curious as to why is that. Why is he so important? You would figure intelligence agencies would just like, fuck it, let him go. Let him be.
Oh.
Don't give him more attention.
Nice little message to everybody else out there.
It could be a message. It could be if you plan on doing this, this is what will happen to you. It could be somewhat of a bargaining chip, as in we have your guy. If you do some crazy shit,
who's we?
We'll do some crazy shit.
Oh, okay, I got you. Right now he's in what? The UK, Guantanamo Bay, basically. Right now.
I've heard that reported. Yeah, their version of Guantanamo Bay.
Originally, I heard that the Ecuadorian embassy. One of the reasons why they gave him up was because it was like a bargaining, lower their debt.
That and what's it called? The IMF or something like that.
Something like that.
International Monetary Fund or some shit like that. Towards like, we'll lower that debt for Mr. Assange here. And
to me, if he's the figurehead, he almost as if he represents an idea.
Yeah.
And you go after that, and a bunch of people believe in this delusional idea.
The shilling is real. I watched the whole episode, not the whole, but most of it, the episode of Bill Maher last night. Oh my God, is he fucking embarrassing. He's an embarrassment. And he had this, Bill Maher, and he had this fucking guy on, I don't even care about his name.
You should care.
I just forgot it.
It's important to remember this shit.
I just forgot it.
When there's a group of people.
This dude's even more embarrassing.
And you're surrounded by them.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, yeah. What's your name? Well, I remember you.
Yeah.
You were on Bill Maher's show.
I remember his face. This balding, overweight dude.
Old man?
He's not.
What is he? A reporter?
Yeah, he's a writer. He's not a.
Is he a columnist?
He writes books. He wrote a book on the whole Russia collusion thing.
Oh, okay. He's one of those.
He's making a career off it. I'm like, you're an embarrassment.
I wonder who he gets funded by.
Like, dude, you're a fucking embarrassment.
Yeah.
And Bill Maher just walking the line with it. Like, yep, yeah. You can be our guest. Clap for him, people. Like you're a fucking embarrassment. And the panel was trash, too, talking about the candidates. It's like, hey, why are you guys always talking about the men candidates? How about the women? Kamala Harris.
Trash.
Elizabeth Warren.
Trash.
Those are the only two names, I believe.
They're not good enough. They're not good enough. This is so simple. But nonetheless.
Oh, I did hear something about apparently the most intelligent people in the world, the best English teachers in the world. I found something about Buttigieg, about what he said about Chelsea Manning, which is, I can't believe Obama bailed her out like that by pardoning her. Like, he wanted more. Like, he should serve the time.
All right,
so I wonder how he feels
somehow,
about
some way,
Assange.
somebody just doesn't have the decent moral fiber to understand the fact that a group of soldiers asking to shoot on a bunch of people, and even if somebody had a gun, but you could clearly tell that those two guys are reporters down there. You open fire, you fucking go around again, you open fire again when there's a fucking van of people with children in it who decide to try to go help them out, knowing that they just got fucking shot at. And it's a video and it gets released. I can't believe you just let her go like that. You can't expose that.
You see, you're putting innocent lives at risk when you show a video of someone taking innocent lives. How do you not see that?
Look, I understand the argument for revealing the locations of like U.S. military in foreign lands, but like, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
What are you doing there in the first place? You shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be there in the first place.
I'm not sure it was the name of soldiers as much as it was...
Not the name of soldiers, I meant the location, I think.
Yeah.
I don't even know the specifics of that.
I don't think it was that either.
I don't know.
I think it was Afghan, not translators, but informants.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were persecuted, as Ben Shapiro
They were
said.
persecuted.
According to Ben
Oh,
Shapiro.
I heard it was locations of U.S. military personnel.
That could be the case, too.
Well, nonetheless, it's like, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
If that isn't the actual issue, I can just slap that down. What are you doing there?
Yeah.
What are you doing there in the first place? Who really has the moral high ground here?
And if you're committing a crime.
So this is just embarrassing. It's a fucking disgrace, and I will forever remember this shit.
All right, let's leave like the last words for Christian Hafrenson. Christian Hafrenson.
So that is the story that I want to present to you to begin with. I think Jennifer now wants to maybe talk about the legal implication of this and other issues that have been sort of escalating in the last weeks or even days. Jennifer.
All right, so he's just passing the mic over to someone else. I think we said it all. We said enough. Well, not enough, but I mean, there's more. But that's enough for this video. This is clearly a coordinated effort to get this one guy. It seems like it's been years in the making. Almost. No, I won't even say that. Maybe like, maybe since Trump got elected, right? You had the leaked.
I'd say before then.
You had the leaked warrant for Julian Assange. Yeah. It accidentally made it into the. Someone accidentally put it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, if this is fucking like, see, look, he got taken away. Part of he helped Trump hack the fucking like, fuck. This is only like, this makes me like, start my conspiracy conspiracy theory of like, not only can we put this guy away, we can also push this narrative out there to delude people.
Mm-hmm.
There's in no way, shape, or form does this make Trump the hero, because one side is saying it's like, oh, see, he was a part of Russia, but in reality, that's just that's some sort of stupid, silly trope that's gonna make people just play patty cake with each other to form teams, and then in reality, it's like, okay, well, you guys are squabbling, we'll just take this guy away. That's a message to all you.
Yeah. Do you see what the bullshit Russian narrative has done?
Oh, that hasn't
incredible.
Done anything. I blame people.
Incredible. They release information of the corrupt nature of the DNC and Hillary Clinton and Debbie Washington Schultz, and these guys like, well, they hacked our like, come on, man.
It's the people's fault. It's their fucking fault. I don't blame him. I already.
They're literally blaming Batman. This vigilante justice, he's breaking laws when he's taking down his mob boss. He's breaking laws when he does.
The city burns down to the ground, because someone persuaded you. Like, I don't blame them, I already know what they're doing. I blame you.
Yeah.
You bought it. It's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
So that's when I see people on Twitter or these blue check marks with these fucking articles, these disgraceful punks.
Guys writing books to make a career off of it.
Yeah, to profit off of this dude suffering. It's probably like getting tortured right now. They're diluting the story. It's like, I don't blame, I blame you people.
Yeah. All right. We're not experts, but we just care. So
else does
that's what we get, or that's what you get from us. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like. Comment, agree, disagree. Information we don't know or understand, let us know. Bless me. Please donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box, and the website is in the intro to this video. Help out Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link down there in the description box. And with that said, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.